Hello? Are we waiting for ma'am to join in?
Meeting is called to order.
Now welcome everybody. Good evening, welcome and greetings. And now I request my Charter President Rotarian Lal Goyal ji to confirm the minutes of the previous meeting.
The previous minutes of the meetings were circulated, and as we have not received any objection or observation, I presume that everyone has approved it. So I confirm the minutes of the previous meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Before we will talk about our new speaker today, I want to go to Rotarian Dr. Rohan S. Moniz, because today he has attended one eye program, although eye donation program camp, and just now he's messaged me, so it has not been taken in the agenda, but I just want to take till the time our guest speaker will join. Dr. Moniz, can you just tell what has happened and how it was beneficial for the society?
Yes. Good evening, everybody. I hope you had a good Sunday. Well, what had happened was just about 2.5 weeks ago, there's an association called as the Christopher Association, which is based out of a place called Surathkal, about 20 kilometers from where I live. So she had called up asking assistance for an eye camp. So what does the Christopher Association do? It's about 3-decade-old institution which helps about the poor auto rickshaw drivers or the local drivers in the community there. And over the years, yes, that place which is rural India has become a part of a big town area, because the social.
Please come on that Zoom. I'm sending you again.
The social economic
please go ahead.
A social economic zone has come out over there. So they wanted to do an eye an eye checkup camp. So I insisted that the conveners, why don't we even talk about eye donation awareness? So they were pretty excited. And then we also looped up into like a cancer awareness camp, especially for women, as a pre-hospital check to rule out oral. Well, so this is where the Rotary Club of Organ Donation International also, featured and factored in. I've shared the banner with sir. It's in the local language. It's in Kannada, which has been printed, obviously. And they've taken it very positively, because quite a few of the senior citizens there did not know the process, or did not know the follow-through, or how to convince their families, or is it even a painful process, And so I spoke very briefly about organ donation when we are alive, but I spoke about eye and skin donation, that's when we pass away. And it was taken very positively. I got a feedback from the president of the association just about an hour ago, saying that, sir, it was taken very positively and we will need your more assistance. Well, now the hospital where we work is about 35 to 40 kilometers away from the center. It's not very far away, though. I'm talking about Mangalore. But what happens is Mangalore is, the density of hospitals is so high. Every, like we say, like the healthcare, you got hospitals every 1 kilometer. You've got big setups happening. This land has got about 8 medical colleges. But what happens is giving the awareness, breaking the news to these people is like the call of the hour and the need of the hour. And I encourage everybody also, all our fellow Rotarian friends and members, to do the little bit talking about it, reaching out to people, or doing that, a small activity. It will be an act of selflessness, but even like they say, if you touch about 10 people, 2 people will have a mind change, and they would love to talk about it or do something more about it. And yes, and the day ended very well. We examined close to about 250 participants, of which we had about 75 ladies come in, of which 50 have given pap smear samples. So it's a very positive camp. Yes. So you're muted, sir.
Mr. Goyal, you're on mute.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Moniz, for giving the description of the program which we are today. and I'm sure that these programs will definitely benefit the society, and
Yes.
things will go. We are waiting for our guest speaker to join. She joined the other link that is for the viewers link, and so I have sent it again, and I am sure now she is going to join. But before that, once she will be there, what we are doing is we are trying to bring more and more guest speakers. So if any one of you have any suggestions to bring or new topics related to organ donation, we will be very happy to do it. And today our program, because the secretary of this year, Rotarian Pratul Agrawal, today is the first day when he started the program in his own capacity as a secretary, because he was busy with his daughter's wedding and daughter's convocation, where she got the PhD from the Cambridge University. So congratulations, Rotarian Pratul Agrawal, for both the occasions. But now I'm sure that from today onwards, all the programs, all the meetings of Rotary, you will be taking seriously and handling independently. And I also want that now the vice president should also decide over the meetings, so that I will get some holidays, which I have not got any from the day we have started till now. My attendance is 100+%, because if we will take even the board meeting also. So that is the situation. I am again trying Gandhi, if she will join. I don't know what happened. Hello, please join. Hello. Sorry, can't hear you. You are not in proper range. Network is not there.
I have in proper range now. Can you mail it to me?
I have sent you on WhatsApp, madam. Now you please send me your mail address.
I'm going from the WhatsApp now. Okay.
So it is on the WhatsApp. Just touch the blue lines. Don't know why the people that
Actually, I'm assuming she may be on her laptop where she does not have access to WhatsApp, which is why she was asking for the mail.
But I don't have her mail address. Huh? You should have
Right.
informed us earlier. Anyway, sometimes it happens, and especially yogacharyas, they are superhuman, unlike us. And I request Rotarian Pratul Agrawal to keep the attendance. That is a very important work of the secretary, because you have to be very attentive. Whosoever is joining, you have to keep the attendance, so that once the meeting is over, you can send that attendance to me on WhatsApp. That is very, very important. So you can have either a pen or paper or something, or take the screenshots, so that you can keep a track. And not now until the meeting is over, because people are joining even in the last moment also. So that is also very, very important. I think Rotarian Ritika Gupta, the Charter Secretary, should brief one day the Rotarian Pratul Agrawal about the Haritan card and task, what a secretary has to do. I don't know whether she will be able to join. I will see if she has sent her.
No,
Otherwise,
Mr. Pratul, you're already on it. There's nothing that I need to fill you on, but if in case there's anything, I'll be more than happy to help.
No, I am grateful when you took over and you kept on doing what I was supposed to do and relieved me for my duties.
No problem. Many congratulations on your daughter's wedding. We saw
Thank
the
you.
picture come by. Thank you.
We will celebrate. Okay.
and what happened? Whether I should, she should send me her email ID. Nah. I think they should. Time is. Yes, what happened?
I don't know. It's just okay. I'm just give me a moment.
Can you send me your email ID? I will send on email also.
Okay. I think I should be able to join.
Okay.
Okay.
Gulji, she's got
Yeah,
the Zoom on her phone.
Yeah, no, I think now she's there now. Let's see when. Yeah, please switch on your video.
Ravi song.
Please, Ms. Gandhi, please switch on your video and so that we can see you. Please switch on. Yes. Now we can see you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm extremely sorry. Yes,
No,
I
it's
can hear
okay.
you.
It's okay. It happens many times, but we are very
Yeah.
particular about the timings.
I
Although
understand.
we are Indians, but because our club headquarters is in USA, so we believe in that timing. So over to you, Rotarian Pratul Agrawal, for further proceedings.
Thank you, sir. Actually, as our organization is associated with organ, not just a donation, we also take care of the health also. That's why in our talks, we always talk about the safe driving and taking to healthy habits and avoiding intoxicants and the things that injure our health and organ. And it is also important, besides good food, good routine, and we should to take to some physical activities also. And yoga is the real answer to keep to contain our physical and mental stress. And for that, we have a expert with us today, and I welcome Yogacharya Nishita Gandhi ji, founder and lead teacher Ravism and Goa. And I request Rotarian Ritika Gupta to please give a brief introduction of our honored guest.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pratul. I now take the opportunity to give the introduction of Madam. So, Yogacharya Nishita Gandhi is a renowned yoga teacher, not just in India, but also in many other countries. She has dedicated her life to teaching authentic yoga practices. Her scientific approach has culminated into a unique therapeutic yoga system. She has delved deep into the spiritual science of yoga practices, understanding the structure of human beings, the interconnectedness of the physical with the mental emotional body by studying the subtle pranic network. She specializes in breath work, pranayam, and meditative practices. From the young age of 17, she has been blessed to have met and received guidance from many spiritual masters. Her limitless source of energy, positivity, and passion to spread holistic health and well-being through yoga is truly inspirational for all who know her and forms the foundation of her yoga school. She has her presence in India, North America, as well as Europe. So with such a diversified and an expert background, I welcome you, ma'am, on behalf of Rotary Club of Organ Donation International. And now over to you.
Thank you so much. Namaste to all. And again, extremely sorry for not being able to connect on time. So let us begin by understanding what is health according to yoga, the science of yoga. This science is so fascinating. And when we understand our human structure, which is holistic, it is not just at the physiological level, but the physical and the mental body and the connecting body, which is the pranic body. If we are able to understand this spiritual science, then I feel that it can really help us maintain optimum health, which is that one of the purpose of yoga, which is to maintain optimum health at all levels, not just the physical, but the physical, mental, emotional, even psychological and moral. And then we can move forward on our spiritual journey. So today I'm going to, look at health in a yogic way, a holistic way. So health, if I say, it is not just absence of disease, but we believe that being healthy is having optimum health at all levels, the physical, mental, emotional, psychological, moral, and spiritual. Now, there is a connection, which I will talk about, between the mental and the physical body. And most all of these practices in yoga, whether it is the asanas or the pranayamas and other meditative practices, are designed with this in mind and integrating the body and the mind. This is how they are designed. These are neuromuscular practices. When we do the asanas and at the level of pranayam, we are actually channelizing and regulating the pranic flow in the body. So these are extremely scientific in nature, and we will go deeper into that. To understand this, one term I would like to introduce to all of you is the term of homeostasis, a state of homeostasis. So this is very much stressed when we talk about health in yoga. So what is this homeostasis? This is a self-regulatory process by which biological systems tend to maintain stability moment to moment, because the situations are so dynamic. The outside factors are so dynamic. They are constantly changing moment to moment. And in those circumstances or constant change of situation, if we are able to maintain equilibrium, that is what will give us optimum health. So it is in a way dynamic equilibrium. In a dynamic situation, to maintain equilibrium. This is even said in the Bhagavad Gita as sthita pradya, the sthiti of sthita pradnyata. So that is to manage and maintain our equilibrium at all levels. So this homeostasis is not only at the level of the physical body, but the physical body as well as the mind. So let us understand at the physical level, this you can compare it to the thermostats which are there in our refrigerator and our air conditioning. So these thermostats are maintaining the temperature of the fridge or the AC. Similarly, these are available, these are there in our physical body, in our nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, and the endocrine system. So these are the major systems which control our health. And yogic practices are designed to keep these two systems, the autonomic nervous system, which includes the central as well as the nervous system, which includes the autonomic as well as the central nervous system, and the endocrine system, which is the hormonal system. So when there is an imbalance in these two systems, then we have ill health, whether it is a disease or not feeling well. So any kind of health and well-being is directly connected to these two main systems. And yoga practices are designed to bring a balance there. So how this works is, I'll give you just one example of an asana which impacts our hormonal system. So this asana, everybody would know, it's an inversion. It's a Sarvangasana, which is the shoulder stand. So in a shoulder stand, your head is low and then your whole body is vertical. So starting, if you see it vertically, it's the feet, and then you come down and then you are resting your whole body on your shoulders. Now what happens is we are reversing the flow of blood, and it is reaching our pituitary gland, which is the master gland, which controls all the other glands. So by reversing the flow and giving this blood flow to the master gland, that will then stimulate all the glands, and it will then bring a balance wherever it is required. So this is a natural mechanism in our body to constantly balance, but the imbalance happens constantly because of the changing circumstances. So yoga goes deeper into where is the root cause, why there is a constant change. So there is always going to be dynamic situation around us. So this root cause, we believe, lies at the level of the mind. So in the mind, there are two activities that happen constantly. One is the thoughts the other is the emotions that accompany the thought immediately. So the thought by itself is very objective. It has no color. But if the thought is immediately attached with an emotion, which could be good or bad. So if you see something, you may like it or you may dislike it, right? But this is still a change. So any change that happens at the level of the mind, like mind by itself, by nature, is absolutely still. The nature of the mind is stillness. Now, this is contrary to what we experience. But if you keep, say, if you compare mind with water, if you keep water in a vacuum, it will be absolutely still because there is no external stimuli. Similarly, if our mind, by its nature, it is still, but there are constant stressors, external stimuli. There is thoughts, there are emotions, feelings, moods, and that creates a constant fluctuation at the level of the mind. And that becomes the cause of our physical illnesses. Now, how does this happen? So that is why I said the yogic science has gone so deep into understanding the human structure where there is a body and the mind connect. This connection is because of the pranic body, the prana, the life force, the energy which is required for any physiological or mental functions. Even an emotion requires energy, and all our physiological functions require energy. And that is this network of prana. This network, this is 72,000 nadis. The energy channels are there and they are connecting with our endocrine and the nervous system. And each and every organ is connected thus to the flow of prana, to the pranic flow. So what happens is when we have any kind of stressor, we feel any kind of stressor in the mind, that starts releasing certain debris and starts blocking the flow of prana, which is then eventually reaching our organs. So through the endocrine system, this prana is then connected through the network of nerves, the nerve plexuses, and each and every organ is connected. Now, if the amount of prana is not reaching that particular organ, then it will not function to its fullest capacity. So that is the real problem. It is not at the level of the body, but the root cause lies in the mind. And if we are able to manage and maintain this equilibrium, the homeostasis at the level of the mind, then that will maintain the pranic flow. The correct amount of prana will reach that particular, first that particular gland and then the organ. And that way we are able to maintain optimum functioning of that particular organ. Just to complete this, I hope I have been able to explain the human structure in the scientific way. But just to complete this loop, that if there is a problem with one of the organs, these practices are designed, the yogic practices include the asanas, the pranayamas, the contemplation. It is not just the physical movement, even being contemplative, even doing swadhyaya, self-study. All these are methods and ways of managing the mental health and managing so that the pranic flow is not, it's not blocked. I'll give you some examples quickly just to complete this. So let us look at I gave you an example of the endocrine system, but there are organs like heart. Now the cardiovascular health can be managed very easily by the practice of pranayama. So pranayama is mainly designed to control the mind which is constantly under the influence of outside impulses, outside factors. if we are able to manage and maintain that calmness at the level of the mind and be in a state of functional calm compared to being stressed about work, then that will maintain that. And these practices, there are so many practices which start tranquilizing the mind, calming the mind. But the main practice of pranayama is, the main practice is called the kumbhaka. One part of the pranayama is the kumbhaka, which is holding of the breath. So what we are doing by holding the breath, we are stopping the flow of pran and also the oxygen to the mind. So automatically the mind has no choice but to calm down, because it is not getting the oxygen, it is not getting the pran, because we are holding the breath. And that is how the yogis have devised these pranayams, which are such an excellent practice to keep your mind, keep your mind balanced under all circumstances, maintaining homeostasis, maintaining an equilibrium. And that is the key to good health. And that is the key to maintaining health at the physical level. So just to wind this up, there are many, many organs which need a lot of care. Out of them, the main ones we know, the lungs, the heart, then comes the liver, which is a very, very important organ. And because it is not just producing the blood, but it is also flushing out. All these organs, the main function is flushing out the toxins. That is one common function among all the organs. And yogic practices help us do that in an optimum way, flushing out all the impurities. And that is how the health is maintained, even providing blood flow to that particular organ. That is one more very important function of the yoga postures. And also the final is, when you maintain a posture, if you are able to integrate the body and the mind together, that will ensure that minimal effort and minimal use of energy goes into the practice. That is, how we are so aware of how economical we are about other things. Here also, least use of energy and minimum effort. That is a perfect posture. And that way we don't lose energy in the yoga practices, but we actually gain energy, because all that loss of energy is stopped. The loss of energy is mainly because of the constant mental chatter and the emotions. They take away a lot of energy. Constantly it is getting leaked. And that is stopped because we are integrating the body and the mind in the practice, and we are bringing all the body, mind, soul, that in one, at one level and in one plane. And that starts the energy flow. It aligns the energy flow for optimal health at the physical level. So I have spoken a lot. If there are any questions,
Thank you very much, Yogacharya Nishita Gandhi. And I would like to inform our members as well as the viewers who are watching right now or who will watch it afterwards on the YouTube. Yogacharya, she's not only popular in India, around the world. When I spoke last time, she was in USA teaching the yoga there. So she's doing this for a long time. Now, my question to you, Yogacharya, because we are talking about organs. You mentioned about the yoga thing, and then the meditation, because the heart, what you have mentioned is basically the stress, which is killing our heart organ as an organ and creating the heart attack or even the problems in the heart. Do you think the meditation can also do the same thing or better thing than the yoga, or is there any difference between meditation or yoga, or both are same? This is first question. Second question is regarding the liver.
right.
I am doing yoga, suppose every day. I am doing everything nicely, but I am also drinking alcohol, which has nothing to do with yoga, and my liver is going bad. Or do you think that yoga, even I am consuming the alcohol, yoga can give benefit to my this thing, and there will be no problem as far as my liver is concerned?
Absolutely. So let me start with the first question. So when you say meditation, meditation is very much the part of yogic practices. So yoga is somehow people misunderstand that yoga is only asanas, because that's what has become very popular. Only the postural part of yoga is asana. But actually, yoga is much more. This is only one step. And in Patanjali Yoga Sutras, he has given us the eightfold, the 8 angas, which also include the moral essence of being a human being. Like, what are the things one must follow to live and live in this society and make it healthy? So we should have that kind of a responsibility towards making a healthy society. So that morality part is also a part of the Ashtanga, which comes under Yama and Niyamas. One of the angas, one of the niyamas I would like to highlight here is self-study, Swadhyay. Tapa, Swadhyay, Ishwar, Pranidhan. So here we are doing constant practices, tapa, like a tapa, sadhana, and Swadhyay, self-observation is also part of yoga. When you are more and more aware of your own self, how you are responding to the constant change around you, when we get more aware through our Swadhyay and we understand the deep-rooted patterns which has made our personality, then we can even shift just through contemplation, just through Swadhyay. That is also comes in the practice of yoga. Then comes the asanas, which are the physical posture, which are neuromuscular, right? So the muscles are toned because of these practices, and they help us maintain good health. And there are so many practices, like for liver, there are many asanas. The Dhanurasana is one, the bow pose, which stimulates wherever we are able to divert the flow of prana, or through the pressures, we are activating and strengthening those organs. Activation and strengthening of that organs happen whenever we do, because most of the organs are in our abdominal cavity. And a lot of asanas, there are twists that we do, the twisting of the body. That is also very, very important, where we take care of good health of the organs. So to come back to the first question, asanas, pranayams, then comes pratyahar, and then dharana, dhyan, samadhi. These are at the level of the mind. So dhyan is very much a part of the yoga practice. We do meditative practices to attain the state of dhyan. Dhyan is a state to be attained. It happens to you. It is not something that we can practice, but one fine day, after practicing all these practices, one day you will have an experience of what is dhyan, what is meditation. A complete oneness is what, and then beyond dhyan is samadhi. So all these are parts of yoga. And liver, as I told you, there are many practices. Asana practices will help. And we will also deal with the root cause at the level of the mind. So what I have devised is prana sansadhana, where I've integrated both the physical postures with the pranayama, which I felt has taken the practice to another level. So this is what, after years of understanding this science, I have devised this, and I'm teaching the asanas, integrating the pranayama in that, which is giving you both the benefits.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, whosoever wants to ask the questions, it's open to all of you. Please ask the question to Yogacharya.
Thank you very much for sharing everything, ma'am. It was very, very valuable and deep. I wanted to ask you a few questions. So there's 2 of them. One, you were talking about the Kumbhak Pranayam, wherein you hold the breath. So the idea is to be able to hold our breath for as long as possible, or what exactly is the motive behind doing the Kumbhak Asana? And second one was that you were talking about, I just forgot the question. It was regarding the last part that we were covering, but the first question is this one.
Sure. So Kumbhaka practice, one has to be very, very responsible while practicing the Kumbhaka, and one should ideally learn from a good teacher, because there is a lot available on the internet today, but this is not advisable, absolutely. Because, and also any kind of practices, when it comes to breathing, the breath work and the pranayam, one has to do at the within one's capacity, where you are feeling comfortable. Any kind of breathlessness is absolutely, it can be harmful. That is why you need a teacher. And step by step, slowly, steadily, the practice will increase the duration of the Kumbhaka.
Okay.
And the longer you are able to hold, the definitely the benefit is there. And there are other accompanying practices like the mudras, the bandhas, the locks,
Correct.
which are very
So I was
important.
asking, that was also one of my questions, that the bandh is the same as the Kumbhak pranayam, the Jalandhar bandh, the Mool bandh. No, that's different.
No, it is a technique which has to accompany long kumbhaks, so
Okay.
that we do not damage our physical body as well as in any other way. So this is part of longer kumbhaks. If you hold the breath for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, it's not going to be harmful without the loss. But when you are holding for 16 seconds, 20 seconds, up to 30 seconds, not more. But if you are holding and slowly, steadily growing that duration of time, that is the time you must use the locks. And one of the major benefits of locks, which is spiritual, where we are locking the pran in the body. We are not allowing it to dissipate from the 7 doors here and the 2 doors at the bottom, the Moola Bandha. And then the pran is channelized through the Sushumna Nadi, the main channel, the energy channel in the spine, and it starts activating the silent areas in the brain or certain nerves. That is how one grows spiritually. So evolves as a human being in that sense.
All right. And also,
Thank you very much.
now, last question.
Because
I
others
will
have also asked questions, Rotary Nitika Gupta. We will
Sure.
take your question
Okay.
afterwards.
Sure.
Yes, I can see others are also eager to ask the question.
One question just.
Yes, please ask. Rotary Ramnath, you are want to ask, please.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You have really brought out a very good. I am only confused. What is the difference between pranayama and yogasana?
Okay.
Is it the
So-
same or it is a different?
It is different because pranayam is only breathing, the breath work, and using the breath as a tool to channelize the pran in the body. So we are channelizing the pran, and breath is the tool, right? So, and asanas, in asanas also breathing is most important. So, but it is it's a physical posture. So what we are doing is, through the asana practice, we are also balancing the opposites in the body. So it's like if I am bending my arm, so one side of it is getting stretched and the other part is getting contracted. This is how we are designed. There are constant opposites in the body. But if I devise a way of doing this in a very effortless way, asana practice initially is not comfortable, but as you grow in your practice in an effortless way, so asana is the neuromuscular practice, which impacts your nervous system. And here also we are impacting the nervous system, but not through the body, through the breath.
Okay,
So mostly when we are doing the pranayama, at that particular time, when you close your eyes and concentrate, all sort of things keeps on coming because you are not able to really concentrate. Around you, around your daily basis, whatever the activities you are doing, everything comes in the mind at that particular time. How can
Right.
we stop this?
So that is exactly what pranayam will help you with. Pranayam will start calming that mind. The mind stuff is constantly being, I will use the word attacked from the external stimuli, right? You are seeing, and where is it coming through? It is coming through the senses. Now you're saying even with the eyes closed, we are hearing things. We are remembering things. It is coming from our past memories. So that is again constant fluctuations on the mind's lake. If you say the mind is like a lake, there is a constant fluctuation because of these external stimuli. The pranayam practices like you do the Ujjayi breath, the Ujjayi pranayam, which is the sound vibrations of Ujjayi will soothe the tension in the nerves. What it does is when any kind of stress is there, it tenses the nerves. Now this practice will release that tension and soothe that tension in the nerves, and the whole nervous system is soothed. As soon as the nervous system is soothed, you will wonder, all that whatever you were thinking about, whatever you were worked up about, your mind will start calming down. It will quieten, the thoughts slow down, emotions are calmed till a certain level where the mind will completely still. That is where we want to reach, a still mind, a completely still mind. But the pranayam practices will definitely slow down the thoughts, calm your emotion, such that you will have a lot of energy which is constantly leaking away through your thoughts and emotions. That will be retained. You will feel energized, you will feel calm, and you will be able to function and take better decisions in life. A calm mind can take better decisions. It can function better. It is an amazing practice to do, and you will start seeing the things. And then what is happening, just to complete this, is you are giving your mind a new habit of being. The earlier mind was used to getting disturbed. Now, because of the pranayam practices, you are giving your mind a habit of staying functionally calm. Whatever I have to do, whatever I have to face, I will be calm, right? So that is a new habit you will develop over a period of time of regular practice. Regular practice is a must.
Okay, thank
So
you very much.
both are essential. Pranayam as well as
Absolutely.
both are essential.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Dr. Hemlata Bhandari, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. It was very nice, and we heard all the benefits of yoga for the healthy organs. I just want to ask, some doctors are telling, that is, if you are very fat or some due to heart problem, they cannot do the yoga. Is it so, ma'am? Is any particular yoga is there for them, or some people, they have the knee problem, they cannot sit down and do the yoga like that.
Yeah.
And so they are telling you have to consult the doctor only, and you have to do. And one of my relatives, there is a very young boy, he is having heart problem. So they are telling you have to consult the doctor. And
so some of us yoga teachers who have got the experience and who are into therapeutic yoga, we are well aware of what to do, what not to do. There are modifications of each of the postures. There are modifications even in pranayam. If somebody has high blood pressure and I do intensive hyperventilative practice, it is not going to work. So I know what to do, how much to do, but that comes with a person's training, study, and experience. So definitely you must learn with the right teacher. That is most important.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Then any proper mat is, which mat is, some mat also is there, no? For that, do you proper mat for the yoga? They're telling during some postures.
See, basically you need an asana where you will be able to manage balance. If it is going to slip, if you are not able to hold the grip, then that. And of course, in olden days, we used to use natural. Nowadays, they are using whatever synthetic, as long as you don't slip and you are able to manage the alignment. The body alignment in an asana is very important. Again, do not just do it, follow the, from the internet. Each and every asana, unless you are holding the correct alignment of the asana, till then you will not get the benefit. Then you are just doing something at the physical level.
Yes.
Because the whole idea is to, again, for the pranic flow. Only when the body, mind is aligned, the pran will start flowing freely and it will reach your organs and glands.
Thank you very much. Now, any other questions? Yes, I think I can see Dr. Deepan Shah from USA wants to ask question. Yes, Dr. Deepan Shah, please unmute yourself. Dr. Deepan Shah, please unmute yourself. Yes.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Dear President and our Yogacharya, Ms. Gandhi. No, I don't have a question. Actually, I like the idea and I try to do some of them, but I'm not master. Maybe I need, when I come back to India, I need some proper training. Yeah, nothing. Just it was a wonderful today's seminar also.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, now I can see Dr. Lakshmi Goyal. She wants to ask a question.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for the wonderful talk. It was interesting that you said that in the West, yoga is very unidimensional, and that's sort of what we experience here. So even if we want to get into the practice of yoga, it's really a form of exercise, and you're bombarded with things like power yoga and hot yoga and, Bikram yoga and all of these things. So it's, it was interesting that you said that the point of yoga is to minimize the effort, when in the West, you're actually probably hurting yourself with the amount of effort you're putting into doing 108 Surya Namaskars without any warm-up. So, for those of us that have limited time and access to a proper guru or to proper guidance, what do you recommend we could do to get the benefits of a yogic practice over time?
Yeah, so this is the reason I'm traveling. This is the very reason, because I'm seeing that not just now, since the West is doing this, it is also becoming a part of the young youth in our own country, where they have forgotten the base, the foundation of what is yoga. It is not a physical exercise. It's not about doing a difficult asana. It's not about doing a chakrasana or a wheel pose. Even a asana where you are just seated with crossed legged, if you are able to maintain the proper body, mind, soul alignment, the spirit which is there, and you are able to manage that kind of and integrate the mind through focusing on your breath and also contemplating on the higher self. This is the only way we can integrate the body and mind and the spirit. The yoga is not just the physical. Now, that is one reason I'm traveling, and I'm doing my best to reach out and also create more teachers like us who are really grounded in this science. The other thing is you have to find a proper teacher there wherever you are. And if you need any guidance online, I'm available. I have my practice in India, in Goa. Whenever you are in India, most happy to connect with you. But whenever I'm in US, you can stay in touch, whichever part of US. I do travel to the East and the West Coast, and we can stay in touch. But yes, this is very important to be aware of what is really the true, authentic yoga, and find the right teacher for it.
Thank you, Rotarian Gandhi. Actually, Rotarian Dr. Lakshmi Goyal is based in Morocco. So that's why earlier she was in USA, now she's in. Yes, I can see the Rotarian Dr. Sudhir Saran wants to ask question. Yes, please go ahead.
It was a very wonderful presentation. And we recognize as we advance in age, we want to keep healthy with the help of yogasanas. What I want to know is, like in medicine, there is a body where doctors have to register in order to practice. Is there some national or international body where yoga teachers do register themselves?
Yes.
Or it is not there?
See, it is there in India, as Ayush, has a body where we register there as our school or as an individual teacher. Similarly, in the West, I have registered with Yoga Alliance. That is the body which I was referred to. And I have, so yes, it is there, and they do maintain certain kind of standard. But at the same time, you have to let your experience speak to you. Maybe you can do a few sessions with that teacher, even if they are registered with that particular body, and then decide for yourself how you're feeling, because it is an experiential practice. Immediately you'll feel the difference if it is done properly.
Okay. Any other questions, please?
One more.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, please.
just like in medicine, there is a branch called gerontology for people who are senior in age. Is there a particular stream or yoga asanas for senior citizens?
Absolutely. See, as I said, we can modify the asana according to the person's limitations. So if a person is not able to sit down, we can even be seated on a chair and do a lot of practices, which can be beneficial, number one. Number two, I do highly recommend breathing and pranayam, breath work and pranayam, because till later years in our age, that is something which is very easy for people to do in that sense, because it is not too much strain on the physical body and if you have too many physical limitations. But ideally, I would say that yoga was actually devised as a preventive way rather than therapeutic. You get into these practices to stay away from diseases, keep your body healthy, keep your organs healthy, keep your mind healthy. And it is so beautiful that the life, then whatever challenges come towards life, we are able to deal with it with a calm mind and enjoy every moment. That is what I would highly recommend. The start, whenever you realize that, yes, let me start, and start it earlier, the better. And at a later age also, there are always so many practices which a person can do, and seated on the chair, lying down on the bed, so many practices.
Okay. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, Ms. Gandhi, you have also mentioned that it's a prevention. It's a preventive thing. So you mean to say, suppose someone is having kidney problem and he or she is recommended for a kidney transplant, yoga cannot help in that?
At that level, it depends at what level. Early intervention. And as I said, early intervention is always when you start feeling any kind of dis-ease at the level of the mind. That will be ideal. So disease is what it is, and an absence of ease. You don't feel ease. So you must try to catch it at that time. Then it will just arrest the condition. But if it has already happened to you, reversal a lot of times is not possible, depends on at what stage, but definitely quality of life can be improved. The symptoms can be reduced, where the person can improve the quality of life. That is very, very important again.
Thank you very much. Dr. Ritika Gupta, I think you were asking the question which I...
Yes, my question got answered. It was regarding meditative practice.
Okay, very good. Any other question? Anyone would like to ask any question, further question?
Yoga is more about the mental health than the physical. So what do you think about the tantric yoga? That is very popular these days.
Tantric yoga?
Something really substantial.
No, can you ask the question? What is it about tantric yoga? Or
yoga?
No,
sorry? About tantric yoga nowadays.
Okay, so nowadays what people are practicing in tantric yoga, I will not comment because I don't know about what is being practiced. For your information, Hatha Yoga has been devised from Tantra, but not, I don't know what is being practiced today. So the root of, it has come from the tantric practices, and then the Hatha Yoga that we are practicing today, which is the physical posture of asanas and pranayamas, has come from the tantric yoga, which was practiced in the ancient times. I don't know about what is being practiced today. Today, yoga, just to tell you that yoga is a word which sells, and that is the problem, where people are doing tantric yoga or so many other things, which is, as long as it is sticking to the principles of yoga, then you will benefit. Otherwise, it's just something to sell. So just be aware as to what they are teaching and find out more. I will not be able to comment on that because I don't know about the practices.
Thank you very much. Any other question?
For tantric yoga, it's better not to call them to the house. That's what I heard. I mean, you should not call them to the house and do tantric yoga, because they can do anything. So it's not safe, actually. That's what I heard.
So we don't know these practices
that's what,
because we don't know what they mean by doing tantra.
Yes.
But there are other yogs that you can take on, the mantra yoga or anything that concentrates the mind. The main thing why we are quietening the mind is we want to have a mind which is calm so that it can concentrate. And that concentration of mind will then lead you to a higher self, the higher awareness of ourselves. And that is the further progress as a human being. So I think we have more than enough practices in Hatha Yoga and so many other paths of yoga. The Jnana Marg is there, Bhakti Yoga is there, Bhakti Marg is such a beautiful path, which has, its own benefits. And all these paths they complement and they lead you to the same final goal where we want to attain the final union, the yuja, between our own individual soul with the consciousness, the universal soul. So that's all I will say to that.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think now it is the time to say for the vote of thanks. It's over to you, Rotarian Pratul Agrawal.
Madam Nishita Gandhi has given us very nice knowledge today, and the message is clear. Karna hai zindagi ka bhog to karo tum yog. And now I request my fellow Rotarian, Avinash Bhargav ji, to give the vote of thanks. Over to Rotarian.
Good evening, Rotarians. I, Avinash Bhargav, on behalf of Rotary Club Mathura Organ Donation, thanks Madam Gandhi for correlating yoga with different parts of human body in a very decent manner. For my fellow members and audience of the day, thank you very much.
Meeting is hereby